after one of the games, I do end up posting it on YouTube, and the players can go back and rewatch it. So here we see we have now successfully gotten all of the champions picked. We are locked and loaded. So we are going to be running Ezreal, Nidalee, Warwick, Malzahar, and Thresh on the blue team versus Caitlyn, Twitch, Nidalee, Katarina, and Lee Sin on purple. Quick looking down into the lanes, it is going to be that Ezreal Thresh in the bottom, lots of poke, and a lot of damage that they're able to put out here compared to the Nidalee and Caitlyn. Now, both are going to be running that heal in bottom. If they space it out, they have a lot of sustain on top of Nidalee's heal as well. Now, Nidalee and Caitlyn have incredibly long-range poke. Piltover Peacemaker and the spears. As long as you're standing in minions, Deja Vu and Mannix are going to have no problem. Now, I know Mannix on his Thresh. It is a little scary. He is a great Thresh player. Now, can Rosso and Grim Reaper bring death to them in bottom? We'll have to wait and see. When we look at the junglers coming up next, Warwick as that Grandpa Jake and Fluffy Jeff, which is the Twitch. Interesting to see the Twitch jungle. People are definitely playing him again. He is strong in the aspect that he just shows up. He's got a slow. If he has the red buff, he's doing true damage to you per tick, and you're not necessarily going to run away. You are going to have to flash. You're going to have to burn a summoner spell, because the expunge is going to absolutely wreck you early. I mean, an extra 150 damage when you're trying to run away, it's devastating. Now, Warwick, however, if it gets to late game, poops all over Twitch. Warwick is going to be this immovable frontline wall, who, if he builds tanky, is going to initiate with the ultimate to suppress. And look, who's going to cancel it on purple team? Milan with the Dragon Rage is going to be the only cancel they have. Whoever they suppress with Malzahar, Warwick, they're stuck. They're not going anywhere. Which brings us into the next. We take a look, Sir Orangelot versus Lupke. Malzahar is a counter to Katarina, people say. The reason being, Katarina will not, period, get an ultimate off at 6 and through the rest of the game. The reason being, Malzahar has two forms of canceling it. He can use his ultimate, the Nether Grasp, locking Katarina, canceling the ultimate, laying down the null zone, and melting Katarina to bits. Or can use the silence and apply it twice. A lot of damage is going to be coming out of that level 5 silence. And then last, we'll take a look at the top lane. Down you go, who just played Nidalee. Going that AD Nidalee going up against Milan. Both have that teleport. They're going to be able to go everywhere from teleporting bottom, making plays happen. They can shove their waves top, or if they're getting shoved or died, they can teleport right back into the lane and not miss the experience. One of those things where teleport is so crucial depending on who you're going to be going up against. If you're going up against Renekton, Shen, Jax, Aurelia, you want to grab the Ignite because they're going to be healing. Now, interesting to see that Milan doesn't pick up the Ignite because Lee Sin has so much burst damage. The Resonating Strike into Dragon Rage, finally finishing off the Resonating Strike with Ignite, kills people at 6 so fast that they're not ready for it. So as we go on in here, what are the teams going to be? Let's hear it. We have, you see blue, you see purple. What will blue be? What will purple be? As well as, who will win? Those are the questions that I ask you guys here in the chat. Let's hear your opinions. Personally, on paper, blue team has this on lock. They have Thresh, ton of CC. Malzahar, 3 seconds or 2.75 seconds suppress on top of a silence. Dot damage up the butt. Warwick with the suppression. Nidalee is going to get super tanky. They have an excellent front line. Nidalee, Warwick, Thresh to a strong backline with Ezreal and Malzahar. I really feel that as long as they win the game in lane phase, it's over. They just need to get to the late game, and they win this. Now, the downside is purple team has good early game. Katarina, if she starts roaming, Lee Sin, very strong. And Twitch, Fluffy Jeff is going to have to make the difference for his team. He's really going to have to make some big plays. And in bottom, that Nidalee and Caitlyn, they got a lot of poke. But they don't have the greatest of kill potential. If you get poked out, you back off. No big deal. Just don't die. That's the biggest thing. So blue will be wreck, purple will be turnt. What, purple haze? 1 nut versus 2 nuts. I think I already did a team 1 nut. I don't know though. I need good team names for this. Let's see if I have my screen still set up. There we go. So we had blue team and purple team last. We are gonna run for blue team. We need a good one. What do they have here? Nidalee, Warwick, Malzahar, Deep Terror, Thresh. Let's go. Okay, I think that'll be a decent name. Terror Void for blue team versus. I need something like these guys have high mobility. All these champions. Twitch can go invisible to have mobility. Katarina's got the Shunpo. Lee Sin's got QQs and shields. I need. I'm gonna go with. There we go. There we go. Team Void versus Jackrabbit. That's what I've come up with. I think that is a great name for them. That's what we will run with. Let's reorganize everything, get all this set and prettiful looking as we could prepare to see an invade. Nidalee rushing into top lane instantaneously, has the spears, looking to put some damage down potentially early as Milan all as well rushing up to that top lane here. So grabbing these supports down here that are going to make the big difference. Of course, support always makes the difference in the lane. People think that it comes down to the ADC being good. Not at all. You can have a bad ADC, but a godlike support. As long as your ADC knows how to right-click, you're A-okay. So Malzahar starting with the Q, building it on up there in base. Solid start. That way, when you use it for the next time, the way that you play Malzahar, at least how I've always done it and will continue to do it, you start the Q. But soon as you hit level 2, you run up, you lay down your Malefic Vision, you freaking use the Silence, which, if I'm not mistaken, so we see is Call of the Void. I wanted to say it's Null Zone, but Null Zone's is AoE. So you have Call to the Void, you Silence, you're going to do about quarter of their HP to half their HP. Then your Voidling on top of your auto attacks are going to do the rest of it. And you can go for really, really quick level 2 kills and all in somebody. So we might see it here. We might see it here. Shrek is love versus Shrek is life. So we have blue team being Terror Void versus purple team Jack Rabbit. Untoss, how is it going? Wait for level 3 so I can have level 2 Malefic and get Void with Q. Shrek is life. What the heck? Out of the way. We see Manix and Deja Vu sitting in the bush waiting for somebody to come on up, but they're going to be helping that Twitch in the jungle because he needs it. Grandpa Jake, as you can see, no leash, doesn't need it at all. He is that Warwick. All he's got to do is right click. And Milan, and down you go already with the trades. Milan winning it out, has the health pot, but down you go, doesn't care, just waiting for that level 2, and is actually going for the AP Nidalee this game as opposed to the AD Nidalee that he just did last game. Now we see, unfortunately, at this time, Rosso has not connected to the game, so Caitlyn is going to be in a 2v1 situation down there. She needs to just stay within the XP range and try to soak up as much as she can and not get poked out or die. There we see right then that level 2 going off. Lupke now at half HP. And there we see Milan engaging out of the top lane. Down you go. Is going to be forced to flash, but the counter flash from Milan and auto attack is going to secure the first blood in the top lane. Jack Rabbit doing what they do best, killing and going super fast, being zippy, dancing around. Flash for Flash now down in the top lane. However, the teleport will be up from Nidalee. Actually, it is not up. She must have used it earlier to get into that top lane nice and quick as we welcome back Rosso into the game. And Grim doing a good job, not dying yet, getting a couple farm that he's able to. 2 farm to 7 for that Ezreal to the Caitlyn here. Twitch and Warwick both finishing up on the red buff. Then they're going to be looking to gank. Warwick, not really the best ganker pre-6. He kind of walks into the lane and shows his teeth a little bit and says, "Fear me." But that's all you can do because you don't have any sort of CC. You can kind of run up onto somebody and flash and apply red buff and slow them to death. But better to just sit in the jungle, wait until level 6. Twitch a little more apt to ganking after he picks up the red buff. All he's got to do is invis on in. Oh, a nice snipe from Milan going in out of down you go. And look at that. Milan just landing the QQ combo into the cripple, slowing down you go, following up with a couple auto attacks. And he's able to win free trades all day long as Lupke getting bullied around in the mid, finally drinking up the health pots. He is down. Baby bottles are gone. Training wheels are off. It's nothing but him now as down you go, getting engaged on again in the top. He needs some assistance ever so badly. It is so difficult to go into a blind pick and pick a champion that you feel comfortable with but has counters. You're playing Nidalee. Nidalee used to be very strong. Constant changes, reworks, nerfs, all onto her have changed her. And she's not as strong as she used to be. As we see, there is Fluffy Jeff ganking the mid, does burn the flash now onto Sir Orange. So Katarina Lupke, if he plays aggressive, he should be able to pick up the kill. And there we see Rosso is only level 1. The spear coming out is not going to land, but Jeff, lots of room to gank here. No wards. He's able to walk on in freely. Can he make something happen? That is the question. Grim Reaper slowing down on a Deja Vu. There's Fluffy Jeff with the slow. The auto attacks. The red buff is proccing. The exhaust does go down on Fluffy Jeff. Instead, they're changing over to Maddox here. But Grim Reaper going in. Fluffy Jeff does pick up the kill with the expunge. And that is a great gank. And just like that, that is the power of the jungle Twitch. 1 second you see him. Next second, is he in the jungle? Is he in my lane? I don't know, but he was bringing the pain. And that train was rolling on through the bot lane. Oh, there's the resonating strike and the finish, but the heal and Dragon Rage. Milan, now 2-0 in the top lane, is going to go on home, has the Doran's Blade, but he's going to have a pitiful pocket full of bounty. As Sir Orangelot saw the Fluffy Jeff, that rat guy bastard, coming on in here, and chose to back on off. Very smart, as that Voidling doing a lot of damage to Jeff. And Sir Orangelot with the suppression is going to pick up the kill. The Voidling with the damage. Sir Orangelot says, look, I don't need any assistance. I got my Nether Grasp, and it's time for you to die. As Rosso going to get hooked and ignited in the bottom. There goes one heal, there goes 2 heals. Both heals are down. The counter flash coming up from Deja Vu is not going to be enough. He cannot get in range to auto attack the Nidalee as he gets now locked down by the Caitlyn trap. Those cupcakes are not for eating, Deja Vu. They are not. They are a trap. The cake is a lie. Please, don't eat it. And we see Rosso staying in the lane, says, look, I don't need to leave. He doesn't need to at all. He's got the mana regeneration. He's maxing the heal. He's landing the spears. He's making his presence known in this lane. And he's got to soak as much XP as possible from when he missed it earlier. And Milan comes back with the Vamp Scepter, has the pickaxe, and that is going to be a huge problem lane now. On top of already what it was, but now it's even more so for down you go. There's Twitch coming in again into the bot lane. There he goes right onto Maddox. Maddox forced to flash away, but cannot flash the auto attack from Fluffy Jeff as they go on to Deja Vu. The spear is not going to land. The built-over Peacemaker will, however. Expunge does not go off, cannot kill Ezreal as Deja Vu. He saw his life flash before his eyes. He said, I've seen this before. Twitch has ganked me. I'm just going to run away, and he gets on home. No problem. As Milan going in on it, down you go, the resonating strike. And the Dragon Rage, but Lupke with the flash over. Can he do the damage? He does. He Shun Pose on, but it's not going to be enough. He Shun Pose into the null zone. The null zone minion damage auto attack on top of Malefic Vision is going to melt away Lupke, and he drops here. Did not use Ignite. However, Ignite still would not have gotten him the kill. Great play, though. He needed to engage. He needed to try, and he's building exactly what he needs to build. Magic Pen and health. He needs to survive the damage that Malzahar is going to be putting out. That is the only thing he needs to focus on right now. Of course, his last hitting and getting his money in his pocket. But there we see Milan is going to be getting triple ganked up top. Jake does not show it yet, but there it is into the double suppress. Milan can't go anywhere. Did just use the shield. Can they get the kill to slow? And Sir Orangelot with the one auto attack calls to the void, says, give me your strength, and siphons the life out of Lee Sin, stacking another tally, making him 3-0-0. He is not a team player today. He is a team carry. Down you go, playing that very well. Milan playing so aggressive, knows that he can kill Nidalee, period. He can kill Nidalee. He's got nothing to fear. All he has to do is fight. However, the lack of wards does allow Sir Orangelot and Grandpa Jake to go and camp the lane a little bit. Oh, but we're going to see Grim Reaper getting hooked on. The Flay does miss, but the exhaust as well is going to be dropped onto Kaylin. Grim Reaper tanking it out. Is going to be put down about a quarter HP. However, Twitch comes in from the back once again, as well as Loopkey. Loopkey with one. He's looking for two. There's the ace in the hole. It is going to secure it. And that is going to be a turnaround in the bot lane. This bot lane is a huge focus point as Milan executes, killing off Down You Go, and Down You Go is right. This Lee Sin, the Dragon Rage, the damage that comes out of him right now is off the charts, and he should be able to take this top turret if he wants to. There we see Jackrabbit is going to be taken onto the Dragon, which is exactly what you need to do. You kill bottom. There's no jungler around. Might as well take the Dragon, get some free money, help the team out. 14,000 gold, 14.5. Favoring Jackrabbit to the 11.3. Favoring Terror Void. Oh, and there's Loopkey, who does use a nice ward jump out of there, but Sir Orangelot with the silence thought he was going to go with the Nether Grasp. However, it is just up now, which means they have the CC to burst down Loop. They have the damage. Just comes down to if they want to do it. There's Sir Orangelot putting the damage down onto Loop, and this is why Malzahar, he's fallen out of favor because of a lot of teams that play high CC. Malzahar can't be played on a team that has CC because it completely negates his ultimate then. But this game, it works perfectly. He's going up against Katarina in lane, which is an easy win. Plus, the enemy team has only one way of canceling his suppression. And Sir Orangelot, look, constantly putting out the Malefic Visions, harassing down Loop, and he changed his build, picked up the Negatron to try and negate some of the damage, but the penetration that is built from Malzahar is going to negate it out, as Milan going in on and down you go. So much damage coming out the cripple as well, which is going to slow, and Milan picks up the kill as Fluffy Jeff picks up the tower, and huge damage. Somebody gank this Lee Sin again and again and again, put him back into the hole, take his eyes out of his socket. Even though he can't see, something needs to happen to gimp this guy. As Deja Vu going on in, trading by himself as Mannix didn't want to make it happen. The hook back tower is going to drop, and Rosho with the snipe says, look, I may have been gone out of this game. Heal is going to be used, but I can still throw a spear in your face. The combo from Built Over Peacemaker and that spear pick up the kill as Ace to the hole. Can it do it? It just secure the kill. Grim Reaper picking up another kill. Insane play, 2-0 and 4, as Down You Go gets slayed from the counterpart. Or sorry, Down You Go does the slaying of the counterpart. Rosso falls to the brethren in arms, as Grim Reaper is going to head on home here with a bunch of money in his pocket. Going to be either finishing out that Bloodthirster or the Infinity Edge here. 2-0 and 4 on that score. Currently, the only person who can tie him in awesomeness is going to be Sir Orangelot. Both players 3-0 and 0. Have that flawless game, playing it absolutely beautifully. Can they keep it up, folks? Can they keep it up? As Warwick is going with that Wriggles Lantern, does have it, is working on them stacks here. There's Fluffy Jeff just joking around here. Taking a look, Twitch also with the Wriggles Lantern is going to be stacking it up. We see Warwick at 16 stacks to Twitch's 9 stacks. Very big difference here. As we see Fluffy Jeff wants to go in on the Nidalee, instead chooses to back on off here, but the hook is going to land on a Fluffy Jeff, and he's in a bit of a situation as the wall comes out, and Ignite, Deja Vu picking up the kill. And it's like we've seen this before. Jeff tried to go and gank bottom. He has done it 3 times so far, and he says, not today. Not today. Because Terror Void, they're bringing the Void, they're bringing the Terror, and it's time that they scared Jeff to death, and that's what they did. They're going to be pushing onto the mid tower. However, only Mannix is the one auto-attacking it. They all need to be focusing it down. But Down You Go says, I can't go top lane anymore, so they've started this mid-game push. They're starting out about 13 minutes, a little early for the mid-game push, but that's okay. All outer towers are down for them except for mid as Deja Vu duking it out with Rosso in bottom. Very odd to see Rosso, who didn't connect for the first 2 minutes, does go in onto Deja Vu, using the bush. Excellently done. Deja Vu charging up the True Shot barrage when he needed to be auto-attacking. The True Shot is one of those things you use as to secure the kill, or when you're in the farthest possible way of the enemy. You do not want to use it in the middle of a fight. It is the same thing as Ace in the Hole. You want to use your right clicks and the Q, the Arcane, or not the Arcane Shift, but the Mystic Shot to do all your damage here. As Milan not caring at all that he's got the Malefic Vision on, does go in onto Sir Orangelot. Something just happened where he did not hit. Resonating Strike will be up in just a moment. If he does, he may be able to kill Sir Orangelot with a full combo here. And just as Terror Void was pushing on in, Fluffy Jeff and Deja Vu now getting into the mix of it. Fluffy Jeff wants to go invisible. There he goes, still taking a little bit of damage, but he's gonna tiptoe on out of there. As this tower in mid could fall, they don't have any way to wave clear. Grandpa Jake is taken very low, and he's gonna drop to the Ace in the hole. As the spear comes on out, does not land. But Sir Orangelot forced to defend against 4 members of Jackrabbit. Asking for assistance. There's down you go. Lupke does not care one bit, tanking it out. Milan now tanking. They should be able to take this tower, no problem, and they do. As Ezreal and Thresh try to come in, Grim Reaper is going to get hooked in. Rosso coming from down behind, and they're going to pick up 1, they're going to pick up 2. Rosso showing that never give up, trust your instincts. He disconnected, but he's coming back with a vengeance. And this Nidalee, 4-1 and 4, is technically the support. However, does not build wards. Forget wards, build damage. I'm Nidalee, I will snipe you. And that's exactly what's going on. As Grandpa Jake is going to lock down onto Lupke. Can he get away? The flash is going to dodge, but the counter flash from Sir Orangelot, the heal from Rosso, and the movement speed increase. Lupke is going to be able to back on out. As Grandpa Jake and Milan begin the fight just above, but that's okay because Grandpa Jake says, that's fine, I'm a tank, I don't care. Rosso jumping over the wall, seeing 4 members is not what he wants, utilizing the bush, does peel away as now Milan in the 1v1 versus Sir Orangelot, and he's going to be able to pick up the kill. Milan is getting suppressed, but no fear whatsoever. The shutdown, that's bonus gold in his pocket. He does not dodge the hook, he does get into it, flame back. Execution style, Dragon Rage, the flash, can he get away? The cripple was just used. Grandpa Jake not able to do the damage to kill Milan, and he does escape. Fantastic play coming out of the Caitlyn, poking Grandpa Jake off, as well as Milan. Oh, the snipe, good night. Rosso picking off down you go in his own jungle. A little breakdown of what kind of just happened here. There was the fight that happened in mid lane. Lee Sin dove in onto Malzahar while 4 members of Terror Void chased Rosso. While chasing Rosso, that's fine because he's got all these bushes to utilize into dodge. As Deja Vu does use the True Shot Barrage. Fluffy Jeff very low, does have Ignite taken out him. Deja Vu with the Essence Shift, the Arcane Shift. And the Mystic Shot does pick up the kill as Rosso playing Nidalee so very well, always running away, always kiting backwards as Lupke's sitting in the bush using the Death Lotus. Is going to be enough, does get silenced, the Ignite ticking down, will not kill Loop. Sir Orangelot very low now. And that whole time they were chasing around, we saw just the one snipe. Nidalee did her job, she peeled the team, she separated it only to pick off the kill. Milan is the Lee Sin on Team Jackrabbit as Lupke picks up the kill on Down You Go. And it is not looking good at all for blue team. And there we see Milan getting flayed backwards, but does not care one bit. Has the Hex Shrinker, has the Mercury Treads. Nothing is going to affect him. He says, your suppressions, that's cute and all, but I got damage. 10,000 gold lead separate the 2 teams here as Jackrabbit taking a huge lead. And that Cupcake, as Maddox gets chunked down, who's gonna body block it? Sir Orangelot says, I'll take the ace in the hole. I will put that ace in my hole, no big deal. Does not bother me at all. There's 4 members pushing for Team Jackrabbit. As we see, there's the dragon pings coming out. Bottom tower can be taken here. Back pings instead. As Down You Go decides to go back top. Only with 40 farm right now. He is very, very, very far behind. We are 19 minutes in, and the top laner has 40 farm. But he was so scared to go up into the top lane because of what Milan was doing. Oh, there's a Q execute from Milan, the dragon range, with a ton of damage. Now he's got red buff going in, and Down You Go. Down You Go does use a little bit of the sidestep. However, that's a double kill, and Milan continuing the fight is going to get suppressed and hooked. Who will back him up? There's the Death Lotus coming out. The double kill being picked up from Loop, and the huge turnaround. The Sir Orangelot is the last one alive. There's the flash from Grim Reaper, and the snipe. Rosso picking up the kill. Huge play. Absolutely huge. Coming out of Jackrabbit, and they should be able to pick up this bottom turret. All they got to do is tank it down out, but instead, we see Deja Vu going in onto Rosso, but he's getting baited on into a situation that Grim Reaper really does enjoy. The right clicks, the damages, needs one more, does not want to dive into the tower, and chooses to back off here instead as True Shot Barrage does nick Rosso. He's going to have to use heal, and the kitty cat form does get on out of there, right out of dodge. And Loopkey says, how's it going, Down You Go? I'm here to support my team. Lean, mean, and a fighting machine. Jackrabbit with a lot of gold. They need to just back off here. Manax being level 8 to everyone else's level 10 and 11. There's the hook. Does not hit onto Loopkey. However, does go in on and Down You Go. Instantly picks up one kill. Now turns to Manax with the Shunpo. Does use the Sinister Seal for the increased movement speed. Does not care one bit about the exhaust. Continuously using that Sinister Steel and the damage. Here we see Loopkey does use it, pick up one. Now going in onto Deja Vu. Will have ultimate up here in one moment. There it is, it's up, but he's getting suppressed. Can he make it happen? He does use Sinister Steel, but cannot back off. Instead, Milan will come in and join the fray. Trying to go in onto Deja Vu, uses the flash and the Dragon Rage, dashing on out. And there we see the top laners with that teleport, making the plays. Overall, we did not expect this to happen. On paper, Terror Void had a solid team, but it came down to just lane. Jackrabbit won so hard in top. They did fantastic in bottom, and the counterplay, unknowingly, in the mid lane makes it very difficult. Jeff, though, really pulled it together for his team in the bot lane. However, so much game is left as we see Milan going in on it. Down You Go. The flame backwards, though, from Manax as Ace in the hole is going to pick up the kill. The Wombo combo tag team. Milan wants to go in on Manax. Can't. Instead chooses to fight onto Deja Vu. And look at him chunking donuts. Picking up a double kill. Shielding on out. Now it's Caitlyn's turn to make the plays happen. However, she is going to get suppressed on down. Can they assist her out? She's so low. The shutdown. There we see the shield on over. Milan is legendary. Walking out with a triple kill in this fight. Loopkey cannot show on up, instead picks up the assist, and Rosso with that trap catches a wild wolf in the jungle, and he's going home in a body bag. Insane fights we've seen all game. This has been action-packed to the teeth. 40,000 gold on Jackrabbit, as already we saw one spear put Deja Vu to a quarter HP. He is very scared as Loopkey beginning the chase, does get hooked in. Manax with the flay backwards, trying to keep a little bit of separation. The double arcane shift is going to reposition Deja Vu out of there. There's Fluffy Jeff. Going in, out of Down You Go. Loopkey with one kill. Does have the resets. Shunpo's back in. Trying to go for more. He cannot. He gets killed down here by Grandpa Jake underneath the tower. Oh, just look at the sheer power that comes out of Rosso. He's built nothing but ability power. Does not have any magic penetration because he doesn't need it. The enemy team, everyone on Terror Void, no one's got magic resist. They have HP and that's it. Manax with the hook onto Rosso. They do want to pick up the kill here. Can they do it? The jump on over, though, will disengage in the top. Rosso is going to change on over and just toss that spear as he has done all game. Just looking for those maximum distance damages that he can do. And there's Down You Go, who is going to dodge it by the skin of his teeth. Finally, purple team going on back, spending some of their money. We look at Caitlyn, who's got the Bloodthirster, looking for that Infinity Edge next. or possible Phantom Dancer. We are looking at Twitch, who has, interestingly enough, has the Hurricane. As Rosso going in onto Deja Vu says, I'll 1v1 you, I don't mind one bit. Oh, and Milan showing up from the back, going in for the double kill, and he's looking for more. Can Sir Orangelot run away? He's trying, he wants to, he's got to dodge it, but there's the war jump and the kill. The Hydra proc will pick it up, and Lee Sin currently 14-1. He has died one time. It was to a 3-man gank in the top, right around the 7-minute mark, and that's it. It takes 3 people to kill this blind monk. All this meditation has really just made his fists turn to steel and do so much damage. As now Jackrabbit pushes down onto the mid lane, and Caitlyn single-handedly taking down the bot tower. There's the spears and the poke that this team has. Fluffy Jeff able to throw out the explosive cask, or the poison cask, all day long, as Grim Reaper putting some damage down as well. Everyone has a ton of poke. Rosso, the spears. Caitlyn with the Piltover Peacemakers. You have Lupke with the bouncing blade as Deja Vu begins a little bit of an engage. However, Grandpa Jake wants to go in, does not, chooses to back off. As Fluffy Jeff pushes down mid, there is the split push that is happening. Dragon pings do come on out. Baron is still up, and a snipe! Blink and you miss it, because Deja Vu is once again seeing something that is very familiar, and that's his life flash before his eyes as Fluffy Jeff gets engaged on in the top. Can he get away? Does not! Grandpa Jake picking up the kill, and 4 members of Jackrabbit pushing onto the bot. Sir Orangelot standing behind the creeps, able to body block just a little bit, but needs to be very careful. As Warwick's ult is now down, that suppression. Milan's ult is up, that Dragon Rage. Lee Sin can drop the boomstick, and he's just dancing. No harm, no foul. All these cupcakes, and down you go so low. Almost dies to the spear. Milan is the anti-freak. So we take a look here. There is Jackrabbit pushing onto that dragon. They're going to pick it up, giving them even more of a gold advantage. They have a 47,000 gold as a team. Basically 50,000 or 49 to the 30,000 as Milan in a bit of a 1v4 shielding on out. Nice job. The box is now burned, and they begin to chase as the cupcakes slow down. Down you go. And there's no way that Terror Void can chase down this Lee Sin. Right now, Milan being level 15, catches out Deja Vu. Once again, he is going to fall on down 2-13. It is not looking good at all for Terror Void. They are scraping from the bottom of the barrel, but they are holding on, and I give them every bit of props for doing so. Never give up, never surrender. Who knows, maybe Rosso will disconnect and Milan will quit the game. Have no idea what will happen. As you see, here they go, just splitting onto the bottom. Top tower is getting pushed down a little bit for Terror Void. But that's why Rabbit... Oh, but there we see Milan going in on a Manix. The exhaust is coming out, however, the resonating strike does hit as well. Milan wants to go in, chooses to not, because he is, of course, suppressed. Instead, backs on off here, burns a whole mess load of summoner spells and ultimates just for him, and just like that, he's back in full HP. The flash now is going to be burned from Sir Orangelot, and it is not looking good here at all. It is 2 people in bottom that are holding off 5. It takes 5 to hold 2, and all it takes is 2 to tango. So I don't know what the hell's going on in bottom. As Grandpa Jake and Fluffy Jeff duking it out on top, Fluffy Jeff is going to drop down to Grandpa Jake. However, makes it completely worth it because Jeff sacrificed his life and picked up the tower. Now everything just in that slow halt, that mid-game dance where no one really wants to go on in and engage, but they need to. Right now, Jackrabbit just needs to end the game. They have the advantage. That mid tower has now fallen. Milan just taking the Malefic Vision like a boss, says, Mannix, you want to touch my ADC? Well, first you gotta go through me. There's Grim Reaper. Chooses the 90 caliber net back into there, and he's gonna drop down, land the cupcake. Not gonna be enough as Sir Orangelot picks up the kill. However, Rosso sniping up a kill as well, making it a 1-to-1 trade. As Milan with a ton of damage, and it turns around. Kenny's shield is it gonna drop? Yes, he does. Deja Vu picking up the kill as Grandpa Jake going in onto Loop. Loop trying to run away, using the shun bar with the suppression, infinite duress, picks up the kill. And that is a fight that no one saw coming. However, Terror Void did the turn around. Great play there. That inhibitor still has not fallen, as Fluffy Jeff has been farming for days. Does not have the Pharaoh Flame yet. Grandpa Jake does, however. And that's one thing about solo casting, is you always gotta take a drink, your throat gets like mad dry, and unfortunately, you gotta take just a moment and soak up what's going on. Take a moment to appreciate who's in what position. Right now, Jackrabbit is really on top, and they're doing the screwing. Where Terror Void and Deja Vu going in, Grim Reaper says, here's the ace in the hole, can he do it? Mannix's shield is gonna be enough. But there's Fluffy Jeff, wants to go in, pick up the kill. He's trying to get on. Can he do it? He throws it on down. We do see the kill as Mannix now is going to be forced to run away, but Rosso picks up the snipe with the spear shot. Does not care one bit, as now is going to be going on to down you go. The spear does connect. Down you go to a quarter HP. As here comes that mid push. That mid inhibitor is going to fall. No doubt about it. 5 members of Jackrabbit are up. And they do take that inhibitor. They can do what they want now. Minions are going to be pushing on in. Instead, they choose to go and tank the bottom tower. Milan says, don't worry, guys. I got this. They have the Nidalee heals, but there's the infinite duress going on to Fluffy Jeff, and he's going to evaporate his Grandpa Jake continuing on. There's the flash from Grim Reaper running away. Loopkey 40 now has to run. However, he has that Shunpo, and that's why they just have so much mobility. 90 caliber net, but there's Deja Vu, who accidentally went on over the wall and met his defeat. As he gets kicked in the face from Lee Sin, and once again, spends more time looking at a gray screen. Rosso trading spear for spear against Down You Go, and you look, Down You Go with nothing. 55 farm, 31 minutes in, has a Seraph's Embrace. Compared to the 34 farm on Rosso, but he's got 11 kills. That death cap, magic pen up the butt with the void staff, that beaded staff that really shouldn't get shoved in some areas, but right now Rosso's shoving it up hard. That mask, the haunting guys of course, and the boots. So here comes that Baron. Milan tanking it on up. No one's going to be able to take it from him. Jungler is not there. Warwick was up in mid lane. That is a free Baron. Nice body block from Milan. As Down You Go, once again getting executed out. Good night. Rosso, like Scruff McGruff, taking a bite out of crime, and it is time to call it a day. Right now, there's that Baron. They have nothing left to do except for engage, and just like that, Milan goes on in to Mannix. Grandpa Jake with a lot of damage. Milan taking it on like a boss. Wants to go in with the flash, does not land the Q. Chooses to back on out, showing off, being fancy. There's the super minion wave coming on in now. Does he go on in? There he goes right on in, and the Dragon Rage picks up the kill, and the suppression from Sir Orangelot is not going to be enough, as Grandpa Jake trying everything in his power to make it happen. And there's Deja Vu pushing bottom. He's going to drop to Jeff very, very quick. And this could be good game, folks, as they have the Baron, they have the towers, they have the kills, they have the money. Anyway you try to cut the cake, it is not looking pretty. There's both towers down, nothing left but the inhibitor. And Jackrabbit will be taking this game away here. Congratulations. Excellent performance overall. MVP has to be going out to Milan. He dominated in the top lane. From the top lane, he carried that domination to mid. He carried it to bottom with the teleports. He made plays happen, and because he was so fed, Lee Sin is one of those characters that if you keep the enemy down, and you keep them down, 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 they stay down and will never get back up. Overall, breaking down how it happened. Lee Sin versus Italy. Engaged very early on the level 3. No, level 2. Used the cripple with the auto attacks. And down you go. Started with the Dorn's Ring. Did not have much armor. I think was running just standard armor runes. And got melted away. 1 death. Came back into lane. Another death. Came back a 3rd time. Baited it out. Picked up the kill on Lee Sin. But from there on out, once 6 hit, anytime the resonating strike landed, Milan was going ham, picking up kills, and he built perfectly. That's how you build. You get damage early, you get tank ability, and you enjoy. Now, Lupke in mid did not have the greatest time. Sir Orangelot did a very good job bursting him down, picked up 3 kills in the lane. Perfect. Downside is he could not carry his lane victory to the other lanes. He tried to gank top with Grandpa Jake, but they did it once as opposed to multiple times. That's what they needed to do. And in bottom, Rosso disconnecting, but Grim Reaper staying very confident in his plays, stayed back, farmed it out, got his experience, and when Rosso came back, he came back with vengeance. Spear shot after spear toss, after killing blow, after spear to the mouth, ace in the hole. They started snowballing, they picked up that bottom, and they kept Terror Void down. They could have ended the game probably about 10 minutes earlier. Instead, they chose to split push, and Fluffy Jeff wanted to look fancy building up that Pharaoh Flame, which he did finally get. I do believe it took him about 28 minutes to get one, but that is okay. Overall, great play out of everybody. Fantastically done, and I thank everyone who has tuned in so far, who has played the games here tonight, and of course Shoutcasting viewer games is not possible without you guys. So I thank you very much.